Hello, everyone, and welcome to A Scaling Effect. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. My name is Aile, I go by D&D, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We are thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. This game follows the events of A Divergent Dream, and we are joined by some familiar faces and some not so familiar. In this adventure, our heroes will learn more about the incoming dangers that the Elder Evils mean to this plane. We may, or not, visit the Feywild. For those who are new to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The 4 players each have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling a 20-sided die to see if they succeed or not. 20s are good, 1s are hilariously bad. And while they play the characters, everything else is played by me. People, monsters, weather, you name it. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice to, represent chaos, we will tell our story. Now, let's meet our players.
Hi, I'm Evie, I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Winnow, who uses they, them pronouns. Winnow is a Way of Mercy monk, and is also a changeling that does not have any changeling abilities due to a curse, due to some misadventures that may have ended up with a previous party very dead, and Winnow very cursed by some otherworldly being. We'll see if that pops up at all, but they are currently on their way to meet their official familiar, Sarah, in the next town over, but who knows what hijinks will happen between now and then.
Hello, I'm Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be playing Garnot Silrian, who also uses he, him pronouns. Garnot is a hobgoblin psi fighter, psionic whack and slash type of person, who has been travelling around, getting lost quite a lot, to be honest, around the Sword Coast, ended up in Waterdeep, went to a play, ended up working at Nexus Arts, sadly went to a funeral for his dad, and then got hired by Testimonial to take them to Baldur's Gate. And as always, he is accompanied by his best friend, Roger. What shenanigans will we get up to?
Hi everyone, I'm Steve. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Testimonial Rattleward, a Mark of Scribing gnome wizard who also uses he, him pronouns and is never far from his Wand of Wonder or his pen and notebook, taking notes and maps on all the adventures.
Hello, I'm Michael. I use he, him pronouns, and I'm playing Professor Jaxus. He is a professor of the Feywild in theory. Maybe we'll find out whether that's in practice or not over the next few episodes.
Beautiful, right? Now, here's a word from our sponsors.
Check out our sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for carefully crafted click-clack math rocks for use in your favorite TTRPGs. Phoenix Dice work with recycled goods, meaning their products and packaging are all made from sustainable materials. You can go to phoenixdice.com to check their entire selection, and if you put !dice in the chat right now, you can enter yourself into a raffle with the chance to win some dice for yourself.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons and Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. You can select your heroes and formation, then battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. And if you put !code into chat, you can get yourself a free election chest.
Check out our amazing supporters at Elderwood Academy, who make beautifully crafted gaming-themed accessories, including spellbook deck boxes like this. Ooh, look at it, disguised like an arcane ancient tome. They do hex chest dice boxes, scroll and codex dice towers, matching rolling trays, and all sorts of cool stuff. You can make your own, pick your own designs together with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can join us from as little as one of your local currency by following the link in chat or in the description below. Our D20 Club are the best. They have created a fan Discord for us, as well as a wiki page to keep track of all the Roll Together stories. And you can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
We are happy to be using Hero Forge and their fully customizable minis, which you can see on our overlays. And you can go check them out at heroforge.com.
We are using D&D Beyond. During our games, you can check out our character sheets with !characters in Twitch chat below.
You can find us across social media by searching for Roll Together RPG or by following the links in chat or in the description below. If you can't join us live and you want to see our previous episodes, you can catch up straight afterwards on Twitch, YouTube, or your favorite podcast provider by searching for Roll Together RPG.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are a different gender all their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but we acknowledge that it does happen. We have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. Remember, if we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected. So please do let us know if something like this happens. Check out !safety in the chat for content warning and some of the safety tools that we use in our TTRPG safety toolkit. And now, let us begin. Hello, everybody. Welcome to A Scaling Effect. And yeah, thank you for joining us. This is the episode 3. Last time in Scaling Effect, we find our heroes where they thought they were traveling to the Feywild, but instead they ended up in the Fey Dark. A really sort of reflection of some part of the material plane between within the Feywild. We have some revelations about what this otherworldly entity is after, namely Winnow. And also Winnow made some revelations about what happened to the previous party that they were part of. We ended up the adventure with Winnow taking a rather unconventional decision, but let's find out where this decision take us tonight. Also, we found out, or we discovered that this was all a dream, or at least like not entirely real. Professor Jaxis casting dispel magic upon Garnot managed to wake up him, and Garnot now in the real world, or what we think is the real world. Who knows, right? What is real? Especially in a RPG game, right? Anyways, Garnot retrieves Winnow from the whatever enchanting ebony, or what someone that looks like ebony is casting upon Winnow. Garnot also woke up Jaxis and Testimonial. And here we are in the middle of a really fancy room, similar to which the room that we started the adventure in. But let's see. I think everybody's asking, how did we end up here? So let's go back a couple of weeks ago. Winnow, Syrah, and Professor Jaxis met and make an agreement for Professor Jaxis helping them to get to this place where they will retrieve some items that will help them contact Seraphine, one of the artificers that Mr. Castell is friend of, and might have some information about Granny. You left the city, and you are making your way towards this place. It might take you like a few days, not long, but as you start getting close to this forest, you start noticing some changes in the vegetation and the animals that are around. They look similar to what they are usually are, but maybe a butterfly has 3 pairs of wings instead of 2. Well, they actually have 2, 4 wings, whatever the number. Little squirrels with 3 tails and etc. And Professor Jax is just pointing out, like, with all his knowledge, the kind of scientific names that they been given. It doesn't take like a lot of effort in terms of, you don't find any encounters or like any creatures that might threaten you towards this place, and you make your way. So you find this place, which is called the Velvet Vault, and it's not much of a large building, and in this building on the outside is, let's say, moderately adorned, or like there is not that many things like fancy stuff, but you notice immediately that the door is made of pure gold. As you approach to the golden door, there is a ring to knock the door. Is as well made of gold, and it has the shape of a lion. So it's like a lion holding this big ring. And you hear a little bit noise inside, but it seems like if you quickly examine the ground, that there hasn't been much movement in terms of people coming in or people coming out. This door is huge, but it doesn't seem like any cart has come through or anything. It's just been there, existing.
Do you want to do the honors, Doctor? Professor, sorry.
I mean, both work. Absolutely. And almost nervously, it's like the most meek, pathetic knock.
Doing this specifically because it looks heavy. Winnow is now very strong, and I just want to see the professor struggle a little.
I have a -2 to my.
So, as I said, this is a humongous door, which means the knock is also huge. So
Two
maybe
hands, like-
strange. And as this little click, because you don't manage to lift it that much, you just but the weight of the door in itself helps you to have enough inertia and create this noise. The door
This might work out for the month.
all sweaty. The door opens and reveals. When they were describing this place, it was more like a bank, like with safes and all that shit to keep magical items safe. Or not necessarily magic items, but items of value for some people to keep them safe. But once you step in, it looks more like a cafe. There's like small tables, people taking tea, having a small like cupcakes and etc. And on the side you can see actually like coffee shops, and they're like small obviously, but all of them look like very, very fancy and very, very delicious. Not that the DM describing food delicious for you to eat it and get cursed, right? The three of you make your way in, and yeah, it seems like at the end there's a small corridor, and at the end of the corridor there is like a reception desk kind of thing.
Okay, well, we need to go to reception, but should we get an eclair first?
I just, oh, you can see he's like looking at all the different cakes and the teas, and he's like,
I mean, we've been on the road for a couple of days. We deserve a treat.
We could just take a small break.
A little one, yeah.
A little one.
A little one. Sarah, do you want anything? No, you're an autonome. You don't eat. But
Yeah, Sarah tells you that they don't eat, but they can pretend to drink tea. They've done it in the past.
no, we'll get one for you, Sarah, as well, so you can pretend to join in, and then we'll share it afterwards.
There is obviously different kinds of establishment here. You don't have to buy everything in the same place. What are you looking for? Like any specific? Probably you see in one of the stalls, like the special of the day is parsnip cake with almond topping, and on the other one is like I don't know, like mince pies covered by chocolate. Like really weird combinations that everybody's like, they look amazing, but when you read the description, it's like ew.
Do you have anything that's gluten-free?
They look at each other like, what is gluten? And they like, oh yes, and they just give you like a baked potato. This is gluten-free.
Winnow, I'm slightly put off now.
Do you want something on the potato?
Oh, sorry. They put some like whipped cream on top of it.
Ooh, that looks good.
I'll just take the tea, thank you.
Which kind of tea we have? They have every single species combination, like every single flavor that you want.
I would be delighted with a licorice and milkweed tea if you've got it. That'd be delightful.
Oh yeah, that's very popular in this in the surroundings, and they prepare it. They give you like a pot and like a tiny cup. Here you are. You want any sugar?
Oh gosh, no. Oh, wash your mouth out. Yes.
For you, my friend.
It's the sweetest thing you have in here.
It's something like looks like honey or like melasse, like really like it's not even tea. It's like they say like we've been cooking this tea for years. You know, like the fire never goes out. It's just like we keep putting honey and sugar. It's just like it's basically honey, but they call it tea. It has like a herbally touch, so it's like fresh. It's really sweet, but like that fresh kick.
I'll take one of those.
And they pass it to you, and yeah, so you find a table. Is your friend taking anything, the little one?
Yes, she is taking I point to something green.
They give you like a very very like radioactive green color mint tea, so you can smell the tea, like so the mint tea floods the whole room with the smell. And the only weird thing is the color, but if you're gonna try it, it's delicious, really fresh as well.
As we kind of sit down at a table, we kind of get settled. I kind of say to the professor, "Oh, hey, look over there. I think that might be some kind of fairy," and I put a little bit of the sugary stuff in.
Maybe a sleight of hand test.
You can do that. Oh yeah. That is 19, 20, 21, 20, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27.
And
I'm not even going to try. I'm not even going to try. I must have missed it.
Go very fast.
Oh, well, this is the nicest licorice tea I've ever. Oh, well, this is delightful. Oh, very nice. Yes, very nice.
As you are drinking your tea, let's go back in time a little bit to what Testimonial and Garnot were doing a couple of weeks ago. You've been through things, and you both think like it's time for a low-profile adventure, right? Like, let's not kill a dragon. It's only the two of us. You know, why don't we take a long walk somewhere? Testimonial, I think you wanted to go somewhere.
Absolutely. I mean, coming out of our previous adventure, Testimonial realized that critiquing stage plays was fun, but real life adventure was even more fun, and really wants to go out on an adventure, but first needs the right supplies to take the notes, and remembers that there's some exotic materials up, I believe, in the direction of Baldur's Gate, which would make just the perfect like bindings for the notebooks and the stems for the quills. So sought out Carnot and said, how do we feel for like a mild adventure, sort of a mild adventure where we gather resources and set out for wonder. How does Roger feel about it?
Oh, I think Roger's all right with it. Where are you thinking of going?
North. I've never been north, so I'd like to just take this road and see where we go.
You testimonial hear that you can pass by what people will name as like a safe place for valuable items called the Velvet Vault, and is conveniently on the way from where you are to Baldur's Gate. It's gonna take you a couple of days, but it's not like a rough place. It's a well-established road. You might even find like a couple of let's say merchant caravans that can give you a lift. At some point you will need to go on foot, but the journey is going to be relatively easy compared with what you've gone through the last couple of days.
I mean, Testimonial shamelessly name drops any connections that he had from his more restrained merchant days running the shop. People would come back and forth. So he's like, "Oh, aren't you friends with so and so?" And then that's how they find out about
absolutely, yeah.
About the vault.
You find
and tries to show off for Garnet. Like, these are all my contacts. Not only am I, a very important though unappreciated theater critic, but I know people, and so I'm just inside is just thrilled to be going somewhere.
I know a lot of people as well, but yeah, okay. Completely unimpressed. Has no idea that you're trying to up it.
Every time that
exactly the energy.
Testy talks to somebody on the road, like, "Oh, I met this and this." Garnet tries to do the same, like, "Oh, do you know this one?" And they go like, "No." I mean, probably those are like big warriors, or like in another context, but these people, businesses is not into that. So you're like, what is he talking about? But yeah, you managed to make your way to this towards the Velvet Vault, and at some point you need to go on walk. So probably it's a couple of hours away. As you walk, you also notice this change in scenery and the animals and flowers that are around. Garnet, you start feeling that sort of calling, let's say, like, we have experience at this point what this kind of thing it is, but you cannot pin it down to what actually is. You testimonial, from time to time you notice that on Garnet. Even at times his appearance changes, like if that was like a glitch in the matrix. You continue, you get to this amazing building, and who will knock the door? Are we gonna repeat this scene?
I look up at the knocker.
I don't think you can.
I don't think
I can knock on it if you want, Testy, but I'm not going to knock it too loud because my head's bloody killing me at the minute.
As gentle a rap as we can manage.
Yeah, with my -1 strength.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a dex base.
I'm a dex boy.
Well, the scene is fun. You dexterous to nimbly knock the door.
I struggle to knock it, and as I go to lift it, Roger runs out of the armor, runs down my hand, grabs the knocker, and just lifts it the rest of the way, and then hits it. A lot stronger than I am, apparently.
Probably he doesn't have like a -1. 0 maybe. As you knock, the door opens and you see this rather coffee place or like a food court. You walk in and both of you make me a perception check.
Perception.
That's an 18 for Garnot.
It is a 0 for testimonial because food courts.
You've never rolled. You've always rolled a 0.
Have I really?
I think,
this consistency is amazing. It means something.
I mean, oblivious about everything, you know. Ignorance is happiness, they say. Garnet, on the corner of your eye, you see a familiar silhouette and a quick movement of hands. Then something happened, but you didn't notice what it is. But once you put a little bit more of attention, you see Winnow in one of the tables, accompanied by Sira, who are actually really good friends of.
Hey, Testy, look, there's 2 of my friends over there. The tall one is Winnow. Winnow's really cool. Winnow punches things really hard and also heals you when they punch you. It's really, really cool. And Sarah's this really tiny like cool person. But the thing is don't judge them because they're tiny. He gets really excited at the fact that he's seen people that he's not seen for a while, and he's like, "Can we go over? Can we go over, please?
Absolutely." So, testimony have been taking notes of all the foodstuffs that were available and the prices for cross-referencing, but folds the page over and looks up at Garnet and says, "Lead the way."
Right. And Roger's already gone. Roger would be sat on the table before Garnet even gets there, and is sort of like nestling up to Winnow because Roger has a bit of a soft spot for Winnow.
Roger have any defining characteristics other than being a rat?
I think we said that they will be like featuring different kind of costumes. So I wonder which one is wearing.
Yeah, I reckon he would be wearing probably at this point like an ironing outfit, which you would have seen him wear before in A Divergent Dream, where he was ironing and pressing parts of Garnot's clothes. So he'd run up onto the table wearing that with a little sort of chef hat on and sort of wave at you.
So don't freak out. There is not a health foods violation here. This is Roger the rat, and he is the best.
Well, oh.
Winnow! Oh, I ain't seen you in bloody ages. You all right?
You're alive. Hello, it's good to see you.
You're alive as well. It's good to clarify that we're both alive.
Yes, I can. You know the profession being what it is. I never assume. It's good to see you. How are you? Are you here on a mission as well? Because we're going to the reception in a minute, but we've been on the road for a few days, so we figured we'd stop, have some sugar tea. I don't know what this is. It's so weird. Do you want to try some? We've also got some mint tea.
Oh yeah, go on then. I'll try a little bit.
Serious all the time, just pretending to eat it.
It's a bit odd, but yeah. No, this is my friend Testy. We met at a theatre. They did this wonderful sort of like playthrough thing where they pretended to take you into the underworld to meet the gods and all that sort of stuff. It's fascinating. The special effects and everything they used was really, really good. I've got this really nice piece of armor from doing that. They managed to get Roger to turn to stone, which was really, really cool. I don't know how they did that, but anyway, this is Testy, my very close friend. We are currently on our way to Baldur's Gate to get some supplies for a book or a screenplay that I'll let Testy explain it.
Oh, it's no big thing. It's just one hesitates to use the word magnum opus, but just a few notes about the adventures that I would like to go on in the future. But before we can do any of this, I mean, we need the right pen. This pen, and flourishes his pink quill principal writing instrument, is one instrument of wonder. But I need something a little more robust for the adventures that we have. And Scarnut is a wonderful traveling companion because we've been through the most immersive theater experience of my lifetime. And well, now it's just delightful to meet. It's just delightful to meet you. He hasn't told me nearly enough about your adventures, and I want to hear everything.
We're traveling from Waterdeep to Baldur's Gate for a pen.
Nice. Well, lovely to meet you, Testy. Wonderful name.
Testimonial. To be full but not formal.
Okay, Testy. Garnot, a word just for a moment?
Yeah. Oh,
Just kind
I feel like I've been a little bit. I feel like I've been a little bit rude. I didn't ask the name of the person you're all with. I'm sorry.
That's Professor Jackson. He's not important. Don't worry. Garnot, you have so much potential. Why do you continue to associate with all of these artists?
It's just a calling. You know, I'm trying to get good at this bodyguard gig. I failed a couple of times. I think I'm in with a real chance with this one. Nice simple job, you know, no going into any tombs and finding people and masks and weird dreams and drinking tea from Medusas and all that sort of stuff and swimming in lakes. So it's just a standard walk to Baldur's Gate. I know I get lost a lot, but you know, what's the worst that could happen?
I know that these artists are always going headfirst into danger, thinking they're impervious because it will make a good story. Like, I'm just saying, you know, maybe break the habit at some point.
If it goes wrong this time, then I will break the habit.
Okay. I care about you, buddy. And you too, Roger.
Roger sort of, he's sitting on your shoulder for some reason.
That's great.
Do you know, because I see they've got a lot of cakes here, do you know if they do apple turnovers?
You're more likely to find a parsnip turnover.
Oh, that's a shame. I've got a bit of a taste for Fey apple turnovers. They're really, really the sweetest thing I've ever had in my life.
Well, I've not had one of those since I was very young, actually.
My mother used to make them before she passed away. She was a baker in Waterdeep, so I've had a bit of a moment the past couple of weeks. So I've had a bit of a hankering for some good pastry, and unfortunately there isn't anywhere that sort of stacks up to my mum's cooking. So,
well, might be worth asking around, but we could also see if anyone. Do you have the recipe? I mean,
no.
I'm not very good at cooking, but loads of people are good at cooking.
I think my auntie might have the recipe, but she doesn't talk to me, so she might be in Baldur's Gate actually. That's another reason to go to Baldur's Gate other than just a pen.
New mission after the pen and after I get my curse reversed and we find Sarah's family and all of that stuff. Maybe stop the world ending. After that, we are gonna go get that recipe and make you that turnover.
That sounds good. How is the hunt for the cure for the curse going?
It's on the back burner for a moment, you know.
Oh, okay.
We're focusing on finding Sarah's family and finding the artificers at the moment.
Okay. Well, if you need any help with anything, if it's on the way, then I'm sure testimonial will love writing about it in the journal. So you know, if you want 2 tag-alongs, then I'd be happy. 3 tag-alongs. Sorry, Roger.
I just had a thought. Okay, so the turnover was a Feywild recipe, right?
Yeah.
The professor, who I said about a moment ago, is a Feywild expert. They know the most about the Feywild in the entire world, so maybe they'll know about it.
I thought you said they weren't important.
Not really, but you know, they're useful.
Oh, useful. Okay, right. There's important and then there's useful. We need to make sure we get that sort of definition right there.
And I'm also protecting them, so they're important, but you know they're not. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you mean. Yeah. I reckon I should introduce myself because I feel like I've. Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm sorry for being so rude. I should have introduced myself when I approached the table, and I did not. I got a little bit excited for seeing a friend of mine. My name is Garnot.
Well, a pleasure. Professor Jaxus, I'm at your service.
Oh, good. Now that you know my name, if at any point you ever want to contact me, no matter where you are on this plane of existence, you can, because you have my name. And you know what I look like.
Yes. Yes. Licorice tea?
Ooh, that sounds interesting. Go on then.
For you.
I'll just take your cup.
Oh.
Oh, that's awful. Spit it back into your cup and give it back to me. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I guess I was finished. I'll go. Would you like me to go to the reception? Winnow?
Yeah, we should be on now that we finished our tea. Are you going to the reception as well, or are you just kind of browsing?
Testy, what do you want to do? I'm pretty easy.
I'd heard tell of the famous receptions at the Velvet Vault from from my friends on the road. So I think it would be a terrible opportunity to pass up. So yes, if we can, if the reception is as open in spirit as I'd heard, we should attend.
Yeah, Testy's proper in with all the merchants, telling me all about it on the way here, proper connected and all that sort of stuff.
No, this.
Do I recognize the name from any reviews, anything like that I may have read? Because Professor Jaxus is like a classic newspaper in the morning before he goes to the academy or wherever he's working at that time.
Heavily featured in letters to the editor, but no proper byline. Just a very rigorous, once a week after every performance, testimonial. Writes a letter to the journals.
Testimonial. Make me a charisma check, and Professor Jackson make me a history check.
I can certainly do that. Oh.
8 on the charisma check.
That's a 14 on my history check.
And Testy?
8 on the charisma check.
All right. So maybe not for the special papers that Professor Jax is, or like the paper that he reads in the morning, but probably once in a while that he went to somebody else's office, he saw like another different paper, company's newspaper. And there was like something in the corner, like a couple of lines and then just signed by testimonial. Nothing that you can recall what actually the specialty of what was the piece talking about. But yeah, the testimonial's name has been printed. It's a published author.
I think I might have seen your work before, but I can't recall.
I did a lot of work with Manticore Tales and the animations behind it. But I mean, it's no matter. I'm just pleased to know that some of the correspondence has reached past the stage audience. Delighted to meet you, Professor. I can't wait to attend a show with you at some point in the future. I'm sure your university does wonderful theatrical work. I mean, for the students.
Yes.
So as you start making your way to the reception, this reception is more than a desk. It's a series of little. So imagine that when you go to the bank, the clerks are in a line, but in here the clerks are like one on top of each other. So there is different kind of levels of service that you can get, and there is some steps and some stairs that takes you to the ones that are the highest, probably up to 4 or 5 feet. And no, sorry, that's up to 20 feet. And there is a map. They're like, what do you need? And of course, Mr. Costello and Robert the Squirrel have indicate you that you need to ask for the saves. And then you see saves. It's really clear which steps you have to follow, and you go to this window of service of this clerk, and you see a rather like, how to describe something that has no features to be described. It's just like very standard. It could be like the NPC that you will never remember. It's just like very bland, but at the same time it has like a name, Nick. And weirdly, you see a female presenting person, and on a detailed examination to the name tag, you can see that that is really old. So probably it's not her real name, but it's just the name that was in the tag, or like on that outfit that day. Maybe tomorrow she will have another name, but today she will respond to the name Nick. Good morning. How can I help you?
Remind me, Evie. We are asking for a sending stone.
Yes, but in this case would be like you're looking for the safe or Mr. Castell.
We are looking for the safe belonging to a Mr. Castell.
Give me a second. And she pretends to do some work, like on what a computer would be. Just then, if this would be like probably is like a draw of a keyword, like like what it would be. And she's like pretending. And then you can see that she's starting to try to remember. She's doing all the mental work. Oh, yes. And then follow me, please. She goes back. And you can see how she goes down some steps. And she goes in front of the service desk. So you will have to go all the way down to meet her. And she starts leading you to some sort of rooms and corridors, and all these corridors are full of like small doors, big doors of all kind of sizes and materials. And finally she takes you to a door that is wooden and has like a little knob, metallic, and it has like a red painting. It's more like a stain. And she takes like a master key, opens the door, and says, "This is Mr. Castell's safe. Please, I will. Whenever you're ready, just let me know. I will be waiting for you outside."
Okay, cool.
They don't ask any security questions or anything like that.
I could be anyone.
Yeah.
I am anyone, really.
Wait. Anyone?
Well, I could have been anyone if
Oh,
I could
okay.
change it, you know.
And we're just here, so we followed you.
Welcome to the mission, I guess.
Yes. It's fine. I guess I'll...
Don't bank here.
No. So is it like almost like a safe deposit box, or is it like a legit safe?
It's a small room, and you can see from the outside that it's like some boxes, some crates, even a small table. But apparently, like the whole unit, like a self-storage unit for Mr. Castell.
Well, nothing good ever comes from going through someone's storage unit. Let's get cracking.
Yes. And I'll start on the left. I guess you start on the right. Let's see if we can find this thing.
We're looking for a sending stone, okay? And
Oh,
anything
a
else
sending
interesting
stone.
or useful.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll have a little look. I'll let Roger run down off of me and start rummaging through some boxes as well, and I'll go off and start looking.
Could everybody please make me a investigation check? Or perception if you're right.
Oh, hello. A natural 20.
Ooh.
Ooh, a natural one for it.
Not a
Three, I
natural
think.
one.
15.
Natural 1, 15, testing,
17.
17, and 20. All right. So let's leave
Yeah,
the 20.
crit for 26, but
Oh, Jesus
Wow.
Christ. Let's leave that at the end. Natural 1, my favorite one. This room is not that big, and there is 5 individuals. Oh, let me roll for Zero. Okay, average roll. Okay. Zero will just start like paying attention to the boxes that are like her level. Nothing much to be found there, but she's keeping being entertained. Anyways, natural 1. You and your armor are making a little bit of a mess in the room. Click, clack, and you try to retrieve one box on top of one shelf, and next to it there is a bottle. It has like a translucent liquid, and you don't realize that you tossed that item, and it falls on top of testimonial. Testimonial.
Yes.
This liquid sort of like it's glimmery, but it feels weird. It just feels like if you are trying to sneeze but you cannot. It's just this feeling like in here, just like like Jesus, what was that?
Hello.
The crystal bottle falls to the ground into pieces. If there was any kind of sort of name or label, it's lost in the shattering. And yeah, let's see where we get from there. 17. Testimonial.
Yes.
You open a box and you see a curious item, like a wand.
Oh.
Like a wonder, let's say. And as far as Winnow remembers, Mr. Cassell didn't explicitly say, please don't take anything else. So we have a founder's keeper policy at this point. Winnow, what did you, it was a 15? Yes. This one is interesting. So you are trying to look for this stone. You don't find the stone, but you find, for a moment, it's like you have like a flashback to what happened to your previous party, right? This unfortunate situation. Because when you open the box, there is a couple of bandages and some sort of like a first aid kit. And there is a lot of suppliers that you feel like maybe next time this could be of use. And there is obviously like a very didactical instructions, right? Like step 1, ask for permission to touch the patient. Number 2, start assessing. Number 3, and so on. So this is a set of a couple of first aid kit, of herbal kit, yeah. Professor Jaxus, you, first of all, you give a step back and let the people do what they're doing. Is like, what they even think they are doing. A little bit like, you know, like looking at them like top of your shoulders, like there is clearly a system here. And if the system works as I think it works, the standing tone should be here. You open small box.
Please, can it be like so much more irritatingly obnoxious than that? You know, like in a Sherlock moment where they have to explain step by step the logic and how I came with that conclusion, and each step that he does, he goes, well, obviously, if my conclusions are correct, there should be a
set of beautiful quills in this box, puts it down, and then if we follow that logic, we go over here and we find these two beautiful amethyst stones. And yeah, it's like just the worst.
Widow, why is the professor moving in slow motion while he talks?
Yeah, there's also writing coming up, and lines
Yeah.
while he's going. I don't know how he's doing this. Maybe it's some Feywild bullshit.
Really cool.
And finally, everybody, hold your breath, prepare yourselves. The sending stone.
Actually,
Testimonial has to give a little clap.
at some point, you think it seems like he's just opening every single box, just making a connection between every single box. But it's so, and time it's just, and it's beguiling that you're like, oh yeah. How didn't we see this? So obvious. The sending stone is just a rock and has like a really flourished S inscribed in this on top of it. I mute myself. Now, yeah. So you found what were you looking for? Now what?
So what do you do now that you've got it?
This is to contact Seraphim, who is one of the artificers who was creating the auto gnomes connected to the Lonely One.
Right.
I think, Sarah, do you want to hold on to this and use it? It feels only right. This is your storyline, after all.
She says, yes, I think that is a good idea. I will try to retrieve it to Mr. Castell as soon as possible. And Zero is an autonom. If she would have had like a muscular face, like the change in her demeanor, and sort of like, I would like to do this as soon as possible, if I may. But I also think it's important for the rest of you to keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, I think I can just ask somebody here to give me a ride, if that's okay for you, Winnow.
You're my familiar. We stick together. We came here to get the stone. Right?
Yes, but I feel like it's fine.
You don't want to travel with me anymore?
No, I just feel like this is something that I need to do on my own.
Oh.
I will.
Okay.
Why don't we see each other in Baldur's Gate? I think if you can come with them, I will make my way to Baldur's Gate next.
Oh, okay. I guess I'll see you in Baldur's Gate. Where in Baldur's Gate? It's an entire city.
Oh. I will ask Mr. Castell to send you a message when we figure out.
Okay, just keep yourself safe. Okay?
Absolutely. You too.
Don't accept oil from strangers.
Oh. Don't pretend to take tea with strangers.
Yeah.
And Sierra just sort of hugs you, like tries to, it's not emotionally like, oh, goodbye. You're just like, I'll see you later. And Sierra starts making her way out of the building with the promise of seeing you in Baldur's Gate. Now, before she leaves and before actually you leave the room, Nick still's out there with a form and it's like, okay, inventory, sending stone, and she just tried to take some notes of what has been taken out of the ball. She makes you sign. Are you willing to sign? I mean, this is a standard contract about like, we are there is no liability on the bank when people take stuff. Like, if the room lets you in, it means that you are authorized by the owner. You sign standard paperwork. It's done. She closes the room and she leaves. She goes back to her window.
Oh, so there was a little bit of security involved then, just after the fact.
And
Not convinced that was real. They were just covering their asses to make you think, oh, it is secure. It's not. It doesn't. There's legitimately no magic going on in there.
how could the room itself accept us into here?
I mean, you are magic casters, right? Like you can actually know if there is any magic.
Exactly.
Right, so well, now that that's done, I suppose we'll carry on to Baldur's Gate. Have the pair of you found somewhere to stay the night? I reckon it's probably getting a bit late now. We're probably looking for somewhere to kip ourselves, aren't we, Testy? So maybe we could,
The days
go to
were
the same
long.
place.
I think so. So. We had
As long as it's got a bed, I refuse to sleep out in nature.
That's how proper adventurers do it, Professor. You know you love it, really. You feel the wind in your hair.
It's an immersive experience.
I am a learned druid. I do not go out
Hang on. Contradicted yourself there. You said druid.
I don't.
I mean,
I'm just a creature of comforts, okay? Don't judge me.
Fair enough. Each to their own and all that.
And nature's dirty.
Why do you study it?
So you can see through the windows that the day is getting dark, and you are not sure if there was any magic involving the security of the rooms or the storage units, but you know that from the outside, this building wasn't that big. So at least there is some sort of space magic or enchanting magic that just makes it look either smaller from the outside or to make it bigger from the inside. While you were having the tea, you can also see some sort of announcements of bed and breakfast or like really nice suites or like actual hotels that you like. In that moment, it didn't make any like noise inside. Like, why is a hotel making inside this building, or what is a break and breakfast doing in here? But now it's quite handy because you could look for a place to stay and pass the night. Maybe tomorrow continue to Baldur's Gate.
Sounds good. Let's go. I reckon we have some more of that really sweet stuff. Not that licorice tea. That stuff was disgusting. Have some more really sweet stuff. Get a room. I'll tell you what would be really fun. Do you want to know what would be really fun? I'm really excited about this. What if we all got a room together, like 4 separate beds, and we have like a what do they call them? Like a slumber party type thing. We talk about our adventures and because I've not seen you for a while, Winnow. So I'd really like to know what else is going on.
Not painting your nails.
Do you have a party when you're asleep?
It's the.
When you slumber and also party it up.
It depends on what drugs you take.
It's a bit of a race to see who.
Oh. Should it be the other way around then? Should we call it a party slumber? Because we're going to party first, then we'll slumber. Is that how that works? Is that how words work? I don't know.
I guess I don't have an actual mission anymore, and like the professor's not in any actual danger, so we could have a fun night, I guess.
Wouldn't your mission be to meet Sarah in Baldur's Gate?
Yeah, but I have a feeling she's going to take a while. And
Well,
want
I
me
mean-
along.
Don't you make your own, like a mission of your own? Winnow's mission for great self-improvement.
need to improve myself.
No, you are delightful.
What are you implying?
Yes, perfection should never be messed with.
But should be shared. She could go on. They could go on tour.
This
you
apparently
reach how we
is
think
what
about it.
the party slumber should be about. Our subject should be what will be the plan for Winnow. And
Right, okay, I've got an idea. All right,
oh,
I'm really excited about this. You lot go organise a room. I'll get the food, and then we can just, have a proper chinwag about what we're gonna do, and then I'm really excited. Let's just go.
Oh wow!
Winnow will just be like, and get that nail polish.
Oh yes, the black, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you promised black last time, and I'm looking forward to that because I've still got some pink on at the minute. I want to change it, but anyway, disappears.
I'll go acquire a room. And he just put
So you managed to, without any problem. I mean, this place looks that there is a range of services in terms of the value. So you can get like from the 5 silver pieces a night to the 100 gold pieces per night room. But definitely there is a range within the between your possibilities, right? Like neither too fancy, neither too crappy, but then with enough space for everyone, all of you, and obviously with policy where food is allowed from outside, right? Because that is key. Are we looking for like what kind of vibe you want? Like Victorian style, modern style? There is everything in here.
Oh, it's got to be like the most lavish, classy one I can get.
When you ask a local for something like that, they just roll their eyes. But then it's like, yes, we have the perfect place for you. You have maybe a deception, insight check.
How very fitting. 8.
You notice that there might be something fishy, but you really don't know what it is. But they take you to a really lavish place, and these people that accompany you tell something to the receptionist, gives you a look, and then they leave.
I've seen that look before.
How can I help you?
A shared room for 4, plus a rat. For 2 nights, please. No, 1 night. Yes, just a night, please.
Okay, and similar, someone pretends to do some work in a PC, gives you like a form, a standard form, the name of everyone, signature, and they give you like 4 keys. Your number, this is your room number. Your room is 2nd floor.
I will go down, find Testimonial and Winnow, give them a key each, and then go over. And I'm getting into my pajamas. I've had enough for the day. And he's going upstairs.
Really hope this isn't one of those situations where they've given us like 1 bed for all 4 of us. That would be really awkward.
You did specify 4 separate.
Yeah, they will give you 4.
Okay, good. Whew. Okay. So, Esty,
Winnow.
you like punching things?
I've watched a great deal of punching, but I use my mage hand for the heavy lifting. I must. Stage combat is more of my speed.
Yeah, and do we have time for a quick hijinks?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, look, I'm gonna take off my belt. I'm gonna put it on you, and I want you to punch something really hard, just to see how it feels.
So I put down the notebook. I lay the quill across. I take the belt. How large is the buckle? I'm a gnome, so how is the buckle like wrestling belt large? Is it?
It's actually got a specific monk-esque design, so it's kind of like a wrap with a charm on it.
So
it's much easier to fit around.
Couple of rounds.
A couple of rounds, and then one more for luck, and it's like the dangle is like trouser length now, so it's like almost dragging. It's the best I can do while still breathe. Okay, so I'm looking around. We're in this fancy hotel. Who should I punch?
Punch this block in half. Feel the power.
Feel the power. So I wind up as I've seen in like professional wrestling shows and on stage combat. So it's all extravagant, terrible posture. I stamp my foot to make the sound, and then clock the board. But I've pulled it because I'm afraid of bruising my knuckles. It's my writing hand. So
it's the first time, yes. Maybe strength check. Now we know what kind of block did you pick up?
What kind of what? Sorry.
What kind of block?
I think. No, a cinder block is too mean. Plus, without the belt, my strength is 9. So, probably just like a wooden plank.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a wooden plank. I pulled 2. I rolled a 3. I don't know if I gain any extra benefit from the from the belt. But clearly, I'm fighting 21. Against myself.
Your strength is now 21.
The strength is now 21. Oh my goodness. So that makes
it plus 6.
Plus 6. Okay, so that's a 9.
So I'm gonna tell you what happened. The thing is, Winnow being slightly weaker, I imagine that they will be pushed back with the head. So, but your energy is a little bit worse. So because you're not used to fight, right? So probably this is the first time that you engage in hand-to-hand fighting. But it's really awkward and really like clumsy. But then you manage to hit it, and you break it, and Winnow with the net it just falls back.
I do a monkish flip to recover.
That was amazing. And you do this all the time. It's that's what they're doing on stage. This was amazing. You do this all the time? No wonder Garnet's impressed. Wow.
Your forum was to be desired, but if you're going to be traveling with adventurers, you need to know how to throw a punch. So, we're going to teach you to throw a punch tonight.
Yes. This will. Is it?
I have my belt
it's like
back
exercise. Okay. Thank you.
Professor Jackson, as this happened, there is a thought in your mind. You are the responsible of the room. And any damage to it might come to your bank account. But that's it. I mean, nothing that something will happen to the room, right? Also, could you please make me a perception check?
$17.
Nice. As Testimonial was buckling up the belt, you see this glimmerish sort of remnants on the skin of Testimonial. Like, oh, that's where that. I wonder what would it be. And when you were about to make the comment, like, Testy, have you noticed that? You hear the knock on the door. No, well, actually, yeah, Garnot doesn't have a key, right? So he will have to knock.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll get the door.
Yeah.
Now you open the door. He's already in his pajamas.
As soon as you hear the door click, or as soon as Garnot hears the door click, bursting through trays upon trays upon trays of sweets, like massive bags with like takeaway containers in with loads of like food and stuff. Got a couple of like bags with like nail polish and hair stuff, and he's even picked up some nightgowns and stuff for us to wear, and just burst in like, right, who's ready to? Oh, sorry, Professor. Who's ready to party? Party slumber.
What? Testily feels mighty and is like, offers to help with a bag. Oh, let me get that.
Take it. Yep.
Oh.
Wow, I've never seen you that strong before, Testy.
Winnow. That's all I can say. Winnow.
Look at me.
You're doing good, kid. We'll work on that.
I just like, should I be pointing my toes in a particular direction? Which way looks more dramatic?
No, bend your knees. Remember, you're strong, but you don't want to destroy your back.
Beautiful.
Perfect. So
I've got some special stuff, Winnow. Look, and I pull out some nail polish that I had in my pocket. It's black gloss. And it's got like a midnight tinge to it. So when the light reflects on it, it's like stars. I thought that would be really cool to do. Maybe, I don't know if you want to do like all of our nails like that, or maybe just like one special nail, do the rest black and one really special. I don't know how you want. I don't know. I'm just really excited to do it. Does anybody else want their nails painted? Roger is really good at doing like nail work and all that sort of stuff. So if anybody wants anything done.
Well, my fingers would chip immediately, so it would have to be my toes. But what I think we really should do is wait until the professor falls into a trance. And then he wakes up very sparkly.
Okay, yeah, right. Let's sort your nails out as well. When Roger dives into the armor, comes out of the armor, and is wearing like a full-on blue apron with like a mask on their face and carrying a carrier bag. Walks over to the bed that Garnot's chosen for himself, and almost like Merlin in Sword in the Stone, opens the case out and starts pulling out like a little table and everything, big enough for somebody's hand to fit on. And Garnot just goes, "Put your hand on there, go on." And then Garnot will start Roger will start treating people's hands.
Are you telling me that Roger has its own bag of holding?
Yes, within the bag of holding, which probably shouldn't work. But
This is tiny, so no effect. Beautiful. As all this beautiful scene of self-care, which is really important, and we usually don't have those breaks in our adventures. You get acquaintance with each other. We know you have a chance to go through the instructions of the first aid kit, etc. Testimonial, you have the chance to attune to your Wand of Wonder. Professor Jaxis, I forgot to tell you that you actually found something else in that room. You also found a book of the Feywild, like something that you already knew, but there was like some more like a extra edition. You know, probably this volume is already in your library, but it has like an extra volume or chapters about the Feywild. So sort of Feydark. Some sort of it more like knowledge, but it's a little bit late. You might not have gone through all of the details in general, but
he's not the best at being involved in things. So he's most likely already in his bed with a side candle, and he's just sat sort of like with the quilt right up to his sort of just reading the book.
But also that means that maybe you will like fall asleep before, and who knows what will happen to your life.
Oh, wouldn't that be convenient?
That will be we will find out at the end of the next scene. Garnet, you managed to, if not buy an item for every single shop, at least you were making a survey of all the surroundings. No apple turnovers, unfortunately. You ask, and they were like, "Yeah, we know what it is, but we haven't. It's not apple season yet, or like from the Feywild. Where I don't think Feywild has seasons. That was suspicious for you, but that's the excuse that they give you. Everybody starts like dealing with all their own shits in terms of like, let me go to my place and reflect. Let me go to my bed and sleep. Let me go to my place and polish my armor, etc., etc. And the lights start like coming down one by one. And so, yes, we know.
I definitely request my belt back before
Oh yes.
going to sleep.
So,
And wide and wide and wide.
and as you fall asleep, we go back to the actual now, which is the future. And Garnot, I think you were the first to wake up. So I will give you a sort of surprise round. What do you want to do?
As I'd woken up after Jax had cast a spell magic on my brain, when we were in the dream fade arc, I'm going to call it, I'd snuck up above the covers to have a look at what was going on, saw the two constructs and Ebony over Winnow. I'd used, and this would all obviously be part of the surprise, I'd used my psionic grab ability to grab Winnow's body, and as I roll out of my bed, I pull Winnow into my bed, so they're protected from hopefully trying to sever the connection between Winnow and Ebony. And then as I stand up and I go, look, I don't think this is a very good idea. Can we just talk about this? And as I do this with my hands, I thrust the beds that hold both Jaxus and Testimonial to sort of throw them out and wake them up, is what I think I did at the end of the last one. So,
anything else?
And then I'm just sort of hands in the air, no weapons drawn or anything. My sword and shield are next to the bed, hands drawn, hands in the air. Like, yeah, I don't think we want to sort of do this. Let's talk.
With that, please roll me for initiative.
Oh no. Ew. 13.
7.
Let me
15 for me.
So Professor Jax is but at 9, 7, 10. And then Garnot, roll 8, 9, 13. 1 second. Testimonial at 15. Winnow, did you roll?
Got a 7.
7. What's Winnow? What's Winnow? Oh, there you are. Nice. All right. So, as the room breaks its silence from the beds being pushed, and there is a sort of like electricity kind of sound coming from those constructs. The constructs seems to link to each other, and they're like start slowly coming together. Next one is Professor Jax's. You see how these constructs being in one of the corners of the room, they start like closing together. Roll me a D20.
Straight D20. That's, how do I do that without a modifier?
Or just roll anything and just give me the number.
There it is. I found it. I don't have dice for the first time. Oh shit. 3.
Unfortunately, you did fell asleep earlier than everybody else. And you usually tuck yourself with the shits really tight because it makes you feel safe and, you know, it's really nice. But this time, you forgot a little bit underneath your feet, and they used that space to send out Robert, no, Robert, no, Roger, and do your toes nail. You don't notice now, but let's see if you notice in the future. Anyways, what would you like to do? I think at this point you have recollected the events from the dream. You're back here, but you are unaware that Winnow is not awake.
Not
Everything
aware.
else, you know.
Okay. I would sort of like sit up from in the bed and be like, Garnet, where is Winnow?
She's in. They're in the bed. I pulled them from their bed and put them in my bed as I rolled out to get them away.
Okay, so he's going to attempt to throw himself across the room towards where Winnow's body is.
All right. So you can make it safely. So now is Garnot in front of you and you next to Winnow. Or like, well, Winnow is in the bed. As you walk there, you see how these constructs are like even closer, and sort of the link of the electricity is like the sparks jumping from one to the other.
Does it look obvious that there's a link between Winnow and Ebony?
Yes, but okay, let me see. So you will have noticed that the link was greater when they were closer.
Okay. I think he might just try what he did before and like pathetically he's gonna like turn and look towards Ebony and like and throw himself at him, and he's going to attempt to just like slam dispel magic on Ebony just to see if he can just totally interrupt and break the connection.
Yeah.
And it's like he like squints his eyes and he's like
All right, let's have a hold on that. So that's action. Any bonus action?
No.
Good. Next up is Teste.
Yes.
You've seen how arcane magic has been thrown to Ebony, or this panther lion that is panther person that is around. It's really close to you. No, I'm lying. It's opposite corner to you.
Opposite corner, yeah.
Yeah. And it seems right now that there was no effect after the spell was cast. And you see how these creatures are almost next to each other.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to interrupt that combination. That seems greatly. That seems greatly alarming. Come on.
Be fun.
And so it looks like with the it looks like lightning. It looks like electricity that's drawing them together. Is that the connecting?
It's more like the
force?
electricity is a result of them.
It's the result of. Because I'm debating whether to. So I wake up at the start, and I feel like assess the situation and what? Darn it! All the really good utility spells are in the Wand of Wonder, and that is too much to start off with. So I will. How close? They're being pulled together. How close is the one that's close to me?
That's a good question. I would say is 10 feet away from you, and they are 5 feet away of each other.
Okay, so oh darn it, there's no push. All right, well I will be inspired by the electrical the electrical shock and throw a lightning bolt at the one that is closest to me.
That is closer.
Let me just make sure that I'm not fibbing and actually have lightning bolt. It's not attached to the wand of wonder. Ah, darn it. Everything is there. So I'll fire my top level, third level magic missiles at them instead, just to ping them.
Okay. So give me the damage. Is that a magic missile?
Yeah, it's magic missile.
Okay, so
using
give me the
a
damage.
using a third level slot, so it's 4 darts, and it's a 4, a 2, 8, and the final one is 3. So 11.
Nice. Okay, so you see how this there is obviously some damage done.
Mhm.
You might have changed the position a little bit as they were closing, but they still getting closer to each other.
We have to break them up. That's what I call it the insight that's there. I hop out of bed, and I try to position myself closer to all 3.
Yes, because cone is always good. How close do you want to be?
I want to be within 10 feet, so like 9 feet. Within, like I want to
be. Good, yes. So yes, great. So you're sort of like in the middle of the room in one side, too, close to them. Right. Thank you. Anything else?
No. Nope. Nothing else.
Good. Next one is Garnet.
I'm gonna turn towards my bed and pick up my sword and shield, seeing how Professor Jaxus has charged towards Emmy to do dispel magic, and how Testimonials is fired magic missile. As I pick my stuff up, I just look at the shape that's in the bed, and I just go, Winnow, we could really do with your awesomeness right now. And as I turn, the white aura comes up around my body and then shatters like glass as I use my psionic recovery to get back a psionic, some of my psionic energy.
Yes.
Listening to Testimonial's words, I'm going to go, right, I'll see what I can do. And I'm just going to leap into the 2 constructs, right, try to get in between the 2 of them if I can, and I'm just going to take an attack on 1 each.
Thank you. So, what we're gonna do first is your attacks.
Okay,
So please.
now remind me of the colors. One was yellow, one was red. Is that correct?
Red and 1 yellow.
Okay, so this is
The red one. The red one is the one that has been damaged by Dustin.
Okay, so the first attack was against the yellow one, which was a 27 to hit.
Hits.
That is going to be 13 points of piercing damage.
Ooh.
Magical piercing damage, I should point out.
Yes.
As I lunge forward, it's almost like a Superman punch, but with a short sword, and I stab it into the armor, land on the floor, pull the blade out, and hack down towards the other one, the red one that's damaged. For that was a natural 1 for an 11. So chinks off the armor.
Sorry, that misses.
Yeah. And then that will be my turn. Bonus action move done.
Thank you very much. Now, I want you to make me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that too much. Oh, God. That's an 11.
Nice. So you fail. You are really close to these things. They are not together yet, but you're gonna be blinded until the end, until the start of my next creature's turn, right?
Okay.
The effect coming from all these lightning bolts jumping from one each other. Maybe that was what made you fail your second attack.
My hair begins standing on end because I've tried to position myself in between the two of them, so I can imagine some of the lightning's actually touching me.
Next one, Yellow Construct is going to make 2 slams against you, Garland. For a 29
Oh, that 20, yeah.
and a 19.
A 19 will hit as well.
So you take 19 bludgeoning
Yep.
and 25 bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, Garnot's definitely bloodied from that. That was half my health.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Uh-oh.
Oopsie. Great. Worry not. Next one is Winnow. Winnow, you are sitting in a very comfortable bench outside a town. This town is a town where the happening happened with your party. But it's almost like in your mind is like you're looking at the situation but sort of detached from it. It's like it's there, like I don't have to revisit that place, but I'm aware of it. And in this comfortable bench, which seems normal size, is actually larger, and there is a creature sat next to you. Gorgonor is sitting next to you, and they say, well, it was rather interesting you accepting coming with me, and I really appreciate. I think I should give you a token of my good faith. And they sort of make some incantations, and you feel this freedom that you haven't felt in a while of being whoever you want to be.
Try and change.
What is your way, your chosen form?
Let's go with a tall, stately astral elf with pink hair.
You changed.
Ah! I change again. This time I look more like a zombie. I change again. I'm an Aarakocra.
Nice.
I change once more, and I am I don't know, what's the good thing that Winnow would want to be? I can't even remember. Like, I had these ideas before, and I can't remember because I've just been out not doing it.
They will come. They will come. Well, I think this is just the beginning of a nice relationship, and yeah, we will stay here forever. We don't need anything else but you and this place. And you see how, like, around the town, you could have seen the mountains and maybe a forest, but then they suddenly start disappearing, and it's only the bench, Gorgonor, you, and the town. Let's come back to Professor Jax's dispel magic. It did not have any effect on the link between Winnow and Ebony. it actually had an effect on Ebony. So let me bring Ebony's stat block. And let's see what Ebony has to offer. And then I feel like it's going to be a wisdom saving throw. Why can I? What's up close? Give me a second. +2. You see how Ebony sort of twitches a little bit, like he's in pain, and for a second this link is also flashing. Winnow, as the scenery behind the town disappears, you see almost like in a cinema, like big screen, Garnot being hit by these constructs. Just the two slams, you see them, they disappear. Everything remains in silence in that image of you and the town. It seems like Gorgonor either didn't notice, didn't perceive, or decided to ignore such events.
Like, is it just like a glimpse?
Yeah, it's just a glimpse. And then peaceful town and you on a bench.
I don't even know what's real anymore. I'm going to turn into Gorgonor as much as I can. I like to mirror the people around me.
Nice. As you start, how much can you change your height?
Good question, because I've not used this since using this character.
Let's say you, probably it's going to be like up to 1 feet or something like that. Like up and down, like a 1 feet.
Okay, let's see. You can name your species, with sex, height, weight, etc. You can change between medium and small.
Medium, small. All right. You go slightly taller just for narrative purposes. And you notice how Gargano doesn't like that. And he starts turning into you. So now we have a Winnow size Gorgonor and now Gorgonor size Winnow. And we're gonna leave you there for now. Next one is the other construct, the red one, who unfortunately has a target. And Garnet, could you please make me a wisdom saving throw 17?
That's a 6.
Not quite, you need it. You are now slowed, which means you can use reactions. Your speed is half, and you can either take the action or the bonus action, not both, during 1 minute. As the ones that are awake in the room, you see how this creature sort of like throws arcane energy onto Garnot, and Garnot starts like moving slightly slower.
We need to get these creatures bored right now.
And finally, at the end of the turn of the round, these creatures come together.
No.
And they start reshaping its form. And between the physical parts and the electricity or the energy that is fueling them, you see a new figure. Rather, it looks like a big frog or like a big toad with elongated arms some sort of fangs. And let's see. I want you, the three of you, to make me a history check or arcana check. So, Professor Jaxis, Garnot, or Testimony.
Okay, I'll make Arcana.
That's 11 for Garnot on history.
13 on Arcana.
13. Professor Jaxis?
A 24. History.
History. You have read like a lot. And suddenly you feel like, oh yeah, one time you were like going through these sort of anatomy sort of books of weird reproduction, ways of reproduction between all the creatures in the multiverse, and one of them took your attention. It was like some creatures using parasites to multiply, and in between those, there was like different figures of creatures that used that method of reproduction, and one of them, a slat, comes to your mind, and this creature resembles that sort of figure. Like imagine like if you were making a mechanical reconstruction of a slat, that would be it. And with that, we're going to our break. So join us in a couple of minutes where we're going to see where we go with all this chaos. Welcome back. We have replenished our consumables and take a really short break just to continue with whatever this is. The first half was a little bit fun and bonding and self-care, because self-care is important. So go home and have some of it. After finishing the show, of course, or while you're watching the show. We are in the middle of a fight, and with this new creature that has emerged from the fusion of those previous two constructs, we will continue and see how our heroes manage to survive, because Garner...
Heroes, strong word. I'll take it.
You're welcome. Cool. Top of the round, there is a effect, like a layer effect, little tiny thing. Let's see. First, if they manage to recover the thinking. Oh no, it's not that. It's a 6. D6. You see how this after casting this sort of like it's not a spell, but after casting this effect after causing an effect over Garnot that makes him slower, there was like a boom of energy that dissipated from their body, but now at the beginning of the round, this energy comes back to them. And Professor Jaxis, you've seen how Garnot has been almost been, what's the word? How would you describe it, Garnot? How do you feel?
Absolutely decimated.
How he was almost decimated. But no pressure, right? Also, I need you to roll a d20, please.
11.
Great. So, Dex, okay.
I'm really regretting my spell choices now.
9, okay. And minor entry. We put a 9. All right. What's your passive perception?
My passive is 18. That's quite
Good.
high.
You notice how. So in the dream or vision that you had, you met Sarah with what was also supposed to be under the effect or the control of the tattoos, but she had she was conscious, and she was not like forced to anything. And that's something in her side of his, you can see it now in the eyes of Ebony. So it went from a sort of automated movement to a more conscious and present, and this sort of self-consciousness in the eyes of Ebony. You do with that information whatever you think, and tell me.
I'm not entirely sure Mike's picking up what you're putting out, but maybe Jaxus is.
Make me a insight check.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, 15.
Professor Jaxus has the impression that the effect of his spell is positive on the unraveling of this fight.
Okay, so it seems to be doing something. Positive at my end or Ebony's end? Just for the
Both.
Okay. And that's true in the sense of I'm not entirely sure if Ebony truly is actually a bad person in our context, or if they're under the... Talking is a free action. You've got to keep pushing it. It seems to be doing something, but I'm not entirely sure if it's benefiting us or not. Should I carry on, or I'm not very good at fighting.
Sorry, yeah. I should answer that. That's all I can say in 6 seconds.
Love it.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay. Yes. And so this time, instead of just casting it at its level, I'm going to use the highest level slot I have this time. And instead of just casting it at Ebony, I'm going to attempt to grab Ebony's arm and do it directly onto the tattoo.
Okay.
So that might be a dexterity to do it directly onto them, but
so you will have to move to Ebony. You pass by this sort of link of eldritch energy connecting Winnow and Ebony, and you feel just like if there is any sort of hair on your arms, they lift, like coming to the energy. You get close to Ebony, and there is something going on that it's almost like if he willingly takes or lets you put your arm where the tattoo is, which is like the neck.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. And as you cast, describe me, how do you cast spell magic? Coming from a druid from the forest that has not been in the forest.
So it starts off with like he's like almost like reciting it in his head, because he just doesn't actually like actively use his magic very often. And he's reciting the words, the arcane language, or divine language, as in druidic, and he's like sort of whispering, and then you get like this blue light begins to glow in his hands, and he creates like a ball, but the ball goes from being glowing blue to sort of slowly becoming like verdant, and then from the outside of it, like ivy begins to wrap around the ball, and then he sort of like nervously shoves it onto the neck of Ebony, and the ivy bursts,
and almost like wraps around the neck, and like encloses it, and you can just see like the verdant glow underneath the ivy leaves. As I cast it at 4th level, that's the highest slot I've got. But
as the ivies come and everything, of course, this panther person is black fur, and the tattoo is also black. So it's like you need to put really much attention to see where, like, to notice the shape of the tattoo. But suddenly it starts like glowing, and it sort of like dissipates in the air, and you see how the eyes of Ebony sort of like dilatate and then focus back, and he nods to you in like you feel gratitude. But there is 2 things. The first is like maybe he's so tired that there is no words coming from, but the link still's there.
yeah,
So
Jax says as well after he sort of casts it, was would you be so kind to ask your benefactor to give us Winnow back? As he casts it.
Nice. Anything else in the turn?
Cry and quiver. No, that's about it.
It's a free action.
That's also a free action.
Quiver and cry is a free action.
Great.
New show
Thank
coming
you.
on Fridays.
Next on is testimonial. There's been a change, positive change in the layout of the battle ground. However, I think you being the closest friend to Garnet,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you've seen it in battles, like you know how much to worry about Garnet at this point.
And I am worried about Garnet, and I'm worried about this construct, this this new change of circumstance, which doesn't seem to have been in the script. And Testimonial is having to improvise, and it doesn't quite know what to do about it. So in a panic, he'll use his Wand of Wonder and point it at this mechanical slab and see what happens from it.
I'm loving it.
All right, so Wand of Wonder, use a charge. Let's see if D&D Beyond is kind enough to roll my random for me.
I think so.
I don't think so off the thing, but I have the table.
It's just.
So let's just roll it.
Is it just the list?
It's just the list. So let's roll. That's a 9. Okay, so off the list. I cast Fairy Fire.
Fairy Fire. Nice. So what's your DC?
So my DC is 14.
Six. Ooh, -1.
So each object in 20-foot cube.
9.
9. Oh.
So it starts glowing. What kind of light is it glowing?
It's glowing in. Did it combine into a different color? Because we had the red and the yellow combine into. I want to do something that's opposite to
so
that.
they combine into. So although they were like red and yellow, they come to like a bluish, greenish tones. So the opposite would be either orangey.
Okay, so I can't do orangey with the wand. It's out of the box. I don't have the precision over it. So it'll glow in sort of a violet light and sort of work against highlighting what I would like to think are sort of like weak points in the blue and the blue energy that's natural to this construct.
So that's melee attacks to advantage.
Any attack roll.
Any attack roll, yes.
Has advantage if the attacker can see it.
Would I have been caught in that as well because I was right in its face?
Were you still? Yes, you would have been. It's in a 20-foot a 20-foot cube. I was aiming at.
Okay,
At the
that's all right.
slide.
I rolled a 14 on a dex save.
Okay.
But I think you can choose, or let me see. No, can't you choose? And it's in a creature, so
No.
let me. So in my mind,
Mhm.
there is a position where you can have only the creature, which, by the way, is now large rather than medium.
Yeah.
So Gardner, don't worry about the fairy fire.
Okay.
That's perfect.
Yeah, because I'm desperately concerned about keeping Garnot. Like this is these are not the. He's not having a good expression.
Anything else?
So that was a little bit of moving and acting. Nope, that's it for me.
As you cast this spell upon the creature,
Mhm.
you feel like a retribution. Could you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
A Constitution saving throw. Okay. There we go. And that's a 22.
22. Perfect. Nothing happens.
Nothing happened. So do I feel like an itchiness anywhere? How?
Yes, like on the skin, there is something itchy on your skin.
There's something itchy on the skin. Okay, that noted.
Next one is Ebony. As Professor Jaxis, you received a note. It seems like no word's still coming yet, but he acknowledged all the situation. So he will try to help Garnot. So what he's going to do is he has 2 multi-attacks. So with 1 attack, he's going to substitute for grapple Garnet. Ebony has another endeavor and is trying to grab you. No words, but he's just trying to grab you. Are you going to willingly get grapple?
Do they say anything before they try to grapple me, or do they just try to grapple me?
They just look at you and nod at you. Like, you don't notice any. I mean, they are angry, but not angry at you, if that makes sense.
I think because of what happened in the first instance, Garnot would instinctively try to avoid it to start with.
No, that's fine. So I'm gonna use strength. You can use strength or dex.
I 100% going to use dex.
Mhm.
Do I get any sort of disadvantage because I'm slowed?
I don't think so.
Okay. I rolled a 16.
Me too. So I think it's beat it, right? So he's going to use his second attack to try to grapple you again.
As he's trying to grab me, I'm just go, hey, mate, talking is a free action. You can tell me what you're doing,
Yeah, you notice that for some reason words are not coming because somebody else has talked to them before.
15 this time.
Oh, you win. I got 14. So he's just like, you notice that sort of desperation here. But at the end, it's just like, okay, that's all I can do, and just is going to position flanking this creature. So now you are flanking the creature. Still, you have advantage from Fairy Fire, but now you feel some sort of support from Ebony. Garnot.
So I'm slowed. I half movement, can't take reactions, can do either an action or a bonus action. If I was to attack, do I still get 2 attacks, or am I reduced to 1 attack?
I think.
I'm not 100% sure if the slow spell says that or not. But I'd like to double check because I wouldn't want to do 2 attacks if I can't.
Only one melee attack.
Okay,
One
cool.
melee.
I will take this opportunity to think about what I'm going to do. I think the smart thing for Garnot to do, in fact, before Garnot even gets a chance to react, because of the fact that he's slowed, Roger hasn't been slowed, so Roger comes out at normal speed out of Garnot's armor, wearing the full surgical kit, and begins sewing away at the dents that have been put in Garnot's, sewing away at the scratches that Garnot has, and then gets a little hammer and little like plier things out, like blacksmith tools, and starts creaking out the dents in my armor as I use second wind.
Just, what would we do without Roger?
Without Roger. So I'll get 11 hit points back from that, and that will be my turn.
Good. Next one is night creature. So 3 attacks. I feel like I'm gonna roll a dice. No. So this creature seems to have zero intelligence, is sort of more of a list of priorities kind of thing. So at this point, reassessing the priorities in the room. Yes. So it's going to be 2 attacks against Ebony, 1 attack against you. 1, 2. It's 21 for Ebony, 13 for Ebony. Ooh, 28 for you. So Ebony.
28 versus Garnot?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the itchiness on Testimonial's tattoo. Well, he's identified because it's close to tattoo. He rolls up his.
Let's go back to that. This energy that you were feeling was in a specific place.
Was it a specific place?
Yes. Tell us about it.
Well, it was in. So I'm Testimonial is a mark of scribing gnome, and it already has a tattoo on the shoulder. But now closer to the writing hand, after what had happened before waking up, there, the forearm is very itchy. So and sees a new mark, a strange, aberrant, not what to be expected mark, not dissimilar from what he had faked in the mark that he had faked in having the conversation with Winnow, and it's glowing. And when he sees Garnot under attack, all this stress causes the tattoo, which is a snarled dragon face, a blue dragon face. He touches it and casts silvery barbs at the attacking creature, just like in a moment of inspiration and panic, because his friend is being attacked, and wants to distract the lad. So triggered by that, basically the slad has to re-roll the attack roll and use the lower roll.
Yeah, that was a 15.
That was 15.
Garnot just gets the shield up in time.
Cool. So it was just 1 hit against Ebony. So let me just put that against 16. Cool. And then silvery barbs gives advantage to another creature.
Yes. So I will. The advantage goes to Garnot. Like it's a positive split of energy that affects the creature and affects Garnot equally. But there's
amazing. Thank you very much. We go back to the bench with Winnow being Gorgonor's form and Gorgonor's being Winnow's form. Looks at you like, oh, this is weird.
You are letting the others go, right? That was the agreement. I came to you, you let the others with the tattoo go, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And you've let them go.
Possessed. Yes, I have.
Sight. Oh, okay. That's 24.
He's lying to you. They are lying to you, like absolutely lying. But there is something else. There is this fear in their voice.
So you are clearly lying to me. And I know Faya Trixie with promises, but you still have to uphold your end in some kind of way. Is Garnot okay? I thought I was hallucinating for a moment. What? Where am I? Why am I here? What the fuck are you doing?
Well, we all want some stuff in life, and I just don't wanna die. And this is a safe place for you and me.
And so you haven't let the others go because...
Well, you will see, like, I was not like lying to you, but I never had the power upon the tattoos. I only had the curse upon you.
Who was everybody else out there?
The tattoos are controlled by one of those creatures that are after your friend Syrah. And they have also bound me. That's why I choose to come here to escape from them.
So, are you the real lonely one?
No, I'm not.
No, I then you're lonely.
Silence.
Okay, well that's great. Well, you have not filled your side of your Fae promise. I thought I was saving people by coming here, but I'm actually just sitting in a bench with somebody who just wanted someone to talk to. There's easier ways to get that.
Yes, but now you are here forever, so...
Oh, fuck off. I slap him.
He will attack you.
Yep.
They will attack you, sorry. And you will find funny to being attacked by yourself. Give me a second. Where are you? So, Winnow, can you remind me how many attacks can you do?
It depends if I use a flurry of blows or not.
It's gonna go for 3 blows.
3 blows. Okay, cool.
So the lowest you have, Winnow, plus 9. So that's 15, 23, 15.
Only the one hits.
Good. So the damage is 12 points of damage, and they are going to use Stunning Strike, which I actually don't remember how it's used. Could you please make me is it Constitution saving throw, right?
That is a constitution. It's an 11.
Yeah, 13.
As I'm stunned, can I just say, I may not be a good person, but this is even more messed up.
They don't laugh. They're just like frustrated, very frustrated. Thank you. coming next is our creature again. They're gonna try to cast slow upon Ebony. So that's wisdom 17, wisdom +2. As this creature pumps its energy again, but this time upon Ebony, you notice that Ebony is also like moving slow.
Would that mean that the concentration's dropped on me?
And that's not a spell.
Oh, bugger. Worth try.
Yes. Great. Top of the round. Let's see. They don't get. You don't see that the energy comes back to them. No more slow for this round. Professor Jaxis, tell me.
So, I'd like to get like a bit more of a understanding of what I'm actually doing. Because Jaxis keeps like it's also he's teetering the edge of repeating the same action over and over again and expecting a different outcome. And I feel like at certain points even he would be like, right, I need to do a study.
Okay.
So what was the effect? What did I stunt it? Did I break it?
You managed to remove the tattoo from Ebony. So whether there was or there wasn't somebody controlling Ebony on the tattoo is off. But
Garnet?
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Garnet, can you hold them for just a little longer?
I think so.
Right. Winnow's got a tattoo, correct?
Yes.
Okay, he's gonna bail, throw himself back over the beds, land in a heap next to Winnow, and I'm going to attempt to do the same thing with Winnow's tattoo. That's what I've got, and that's my final 4th level spell.
I've just
And when I just like if you picture the way he runs like just like erratic, just like throws himself over the beds, lands in a heap. Probably he's going to leave a bruise or 2 on Winnow's body when they wake up, or if they wake up.
I just picture that whenever you jump over one of these beds where there's no trouble, it's like extra flamboyant.
It's just all totally unnecessary.
Nice. I like it.
And I'm going to attempt to do the same thing and see. I clearly don't have the understanding yet of what they are. I just seem to have figured out some way of breaking or stunting it. So, yes, he'll cast the same one with my 4th level, and he will also say to Winnow, like, you're supposed to be protecting me. Like, this is not going well.
As you cast this again, and the arcane energy comes to Winnow's arm, and the ivies appear, they stay longer. This might take a while to take effect, but inside, you, Winnow, feel like a warm breeze coming from the forest, like something familiar, something that is sort of calling upon, and you will not be stunned. I think that was something creative, to be recorded. And you can see then again those little glimpses of the fight happening outside for a second. Thank you very much, Professor Jaxis. Anything else in your turn?
I'm running out of spells very quickly. I didn't have many left anyway, but anything else? I will then proceed to use Winnow's body to hide behind.
You're using me as a meat shield.
That is correct.
Right.
I am making sure you honor your job, even if you're not around.
It's in that moment that you take a moment to hide, and as you sort of grab your legs, you notice your natals all in different colors.
You have to be kidding me.
Thank you.
Test
Test
quite
hit.
suit me. But anyway.
Testimonial. Tell me.
Okay, so about how far is the slad from Garnot? Because
They are melee range.
they're melee range. Oh, it's so close. They can't be so they have to be further away for this to happen.
Sorry. One more thing.
Yes.
Garnot. At the end of your turn, wisdom saving throw, please.
Natural 1 for 2.
Well, you can repeat the save at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
Testy, continue.
Okay.
Wait,
So I
wait,
showed
wait.
out.
Silver barbs. Is it an attack or can it be as well a?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I think it's advantage as well on saving throws.
The chosen creature next attack roll, ability check or saving throw it makes within 1 minute. Yeah.
Oh,
It's
well,
the
I
next-
could do that now.
Yeah, it's the next one. So there's no
17.
Mid bit. So this energy that testimonial imbued into you coming from the bad luck from the other gives you this extra boost to break into the slow thingy. Congratulations. Now-
I've got I've got this.
Sorry, Testy. Sorry, last time I interrupt. Continue.
No, this is amazing. It's fun to watch. Tessie's surprised by all the sequence of events. So you need to be a bit further away, Garnot. So we can slow this down. I will cast a 4th level acid arrow at the slab, but I want to really convey that I've got a bigger gun in my pocket. If only, if only.
I don't know if I'm a sim.
So here we go. The attack roll. It's a 7.
You have advantage because he's glowing.
He's glowing. Okay, so in that case, a 24.
That hits.
So we have that, and that is because I'm casting it at 4th level is 64 for a total of 13.
So there is damage repeating each turn, right?
That's right. There is hold on, make spell check, and then 2d4 at the end of its next turn.
But it's not concentration, is it? No, it's not.
No, it's not
Right.
concentration, and it is. Sorry, it is 64. It's 3d4 because I cast it at the higher level.
Cool. Any bonus action of movement?
Bonus action of movements. No, I didn't. So it hasn't turned to pay attention to me. I really want to stay slightly far away.
Yeah.
So I'm good where I am.
Good. Thank you very much. Next up is Ebony, who will try to. I don't know what he's trying to do, but he also has some nice pictures. So he needs to paralyze. Oh, okay. He's gonna give a mean look to the creature, and is going to try to paralyze the creature with a wisdom saving throw 12. With my creature. Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw. Oh, you motherfucker. Finally, I will flavor this as a what's it called? A roar. As everybody hears for the first time in this world, Ebony's voice, and he roars to the creature, and the creature just paralyzes. The creature is paralyzed until the next turn. Garnet, wink, wink. That is your cue.
So as it's when it did attack me and I blocked the attack with it now paralyzed and with all of my speed going back to normal, I just grin really like brightly and my eyes glow white and the red gem in the center of my hilt changes to white and the entire blade goes white as well, and I'm just going to fling its arm off of me, and as I jump up I do like a corkscrew spin slash attack with the sword for my first attack with advantage because it's paralyzed, fairy fired, and all of that shenanigans.
Let me, because I think that's the worst of this.
If I hit it, I crit it.
Yes.
It's paralyzed. There's a 22.
Hits.
Okay, so and the blade glowing white is me adding in my psionic strike ability. So where did that disappear to? That's going to be an extra. So that's going to be 2d8 on top because of the crit. So I roll that twice. So that'll be 3 points of psychic damage from the psionic thrust, and then $16 points of piercing damage. So 19 in total.
That is a good hit.
And as I spin around and land back on my feet, the blade while in the air is switched to a backhand stance, and I'm going to slash across its chest section, again with advantage. Really bad time to roll a natural 20 now, wouldn't it? That's another 22 to hit.
Hits.
Again, I'm going to do the same thing. So that's going to be 14... 15 points of piercing damage, and then 2d8 for the psychic. And then 7 points of psychic damage, so that's 22 points in total.
Nice.
And then as the slash goes across, you watch as it scratches across the armor, this almost like speckled bits of white psionic energy are left where the scratch is. The blade flicks around in my hand as everything just sort of bursts around me in this big psionic blast, and I'm going to go for 2 more strikes, 2 more slashes against it as I use my action surge.
Wow.
That is going to be a 27 to hit. I'll just roll both attacks. And to be easier this way, 27 and 26 to hit.
Bow hit.
Okay, so let's do this twice. 1, 10, 13, so 23 plus 8 is 31, plus 2 more lots of so it'll be 4 of these. I'm doing 2 more psionic strikes. That'll be all my psionic stuff done. It's another 21, so that is 47 points of damage in total from the 2 attacks.
You see how bits and parts of this, the mechanical parts, like start falling to the ground, and the shape still holding up, but it clearly looks damaged. Like there is enough material on the floor, like to make some assumptions that it's not looking good.
And with the last 2 strikes, I go down into a defensive position with the shield, and the shield itself glows white, and I just thrust forward. As a bonus action, I'm going to use telekinetic shove. It needs to make a strength saving throw DC 13, otherwise it is shoved.
I think it fails.
I fail because it's paralyzed, isn't it?
Strength and dexterity. Yeah.
Yep, so it's shoved 5 feet away from me. I'm going to position it so it's pushed away from Ebony as well.
All right. Excellent.
And then that's my turn. Sorry about that.
No.
Took a
it's
while.
amazing. Thank you very much. Back into the pocket dimension dream. You have been just like smashed by yourself, Winnow. Oh, you mute.
You're muted, Evie.
Right, okay, sorry about that. I'm guessing that I still don't quite remember everything that happened before because I'm not out of the dream.
What kind of thing do you want to remember?
I mean, like everything that happened in the first half when we got to the place with the sending stone, because we didn't remember that beforehand.
Yeah, because you haven't wake up. Yeah.
Well, I still don't really realize I'm in a dream. Well, I know I am kind of now, but does this look like something I can punch my way out of? Or do you think? Oh, in which case I'm going to turn into Coco. And just say, what would Coco sound like? You should really let me go. It's time to let me go. Oh god, it's frozen.
I receive psychic damage from that. I'm gonna give you inspiration for the first hit.
You can bond with someone else to be a warlock for you.
You see how they are in shock, like the image is like glitching between you and Gorgoners. It's just like it's hard for them. And it's like, no, you're gonna stay here forever.
Not very mature for a Fey being, isn't it? Is it now?
I mean, I've been here the whole existence of this world. I can be here for a little more. I've been alone. I've been suffering. Nobody cared except you. Well, Coco.
What if Winnow promises to find someone to come and keep you company? And then send them through, and then you'll have someone again. But you need to let us go. This accent is everywhere. But, I'm trying. I'm just going into it.
Make me a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh! 19 for a 24.
You see how Gorgonor's figure changes to original and it starts like, so it's a large creature now, start like getting smaller, shrinking, and you don't know if it's tears or something in the eyes, but it's just like, I don't think there is anybody that will make me company. Your kind abandoned me long time ago. The only way I have to keep people around myself is forcing them. And even when that happens, they die.
All people die, Gorgonor. It's part of the deal. Have you considered fostering a reputation for trust and keeping your promises? And more people are likely to want to spend time with you.
But your kind is deceptive, just as ours. Well, not your kind. The other kind. There's no way we can trust each other.
That's something you've got to work on, because Coco did trust you. And others can again.
Maybe another persuasion check.
Oh, okay, 19.
Oh. But Coco is gone. I don't think there is anybody else like Coco.
There's nobody just like Coco. We know that Coco was special, but There's plenty of people in the world. Have you explored all of your options yet? I've met some
Well,
very nice people in my journeys. Maybe no one that's a good match for you yet. But I could.
you're right. There's a lot of people in the world, but not for long. And we're going to go back to the room with our friend being paralyzed, but wisdom saving throw. Shit, they still paralyzed.
And a little bit of acid damage.
Top of the round. I guess I can still recover my abilities. You see how a sort of a energy glow comes back to the creature, but still paralyzed. Great. Professor Jax. Oh, yes, Professor Jaxis. You are hiding behind Winnow's body, and as you sort of still feel like the arcane energy hasn't fully dissipated, you feel how little by little your arcane energy is taking away this other arcane energy, this eldritch energy. So there is like those two forces fighting around Winnow.
So I have something where I could tap into magic way past my own level, but to do it could backfire quite nastily, whether even you'd let me. But I have up to a 6th level stored inside, or the charge is worth of 6 levels inside of my staff, which is way beyond my capability or a current understanding of how to handle. But if I theoretically snapped my staff and attempted to control that magic, that 6th level worth of magic, and channel that into a dispel, I wonder what sort of effect.
Well, that's something that Ali and Mike might not know, but maybe Professor Jaxis know. In all of his research, maybe he came with some theories, as you say. So give me that roll.
Okay.
Whatever you want to roll. Whatever you want to roll.
Old reliable history. What do I reckon? 19.
19. You've heard of how other druids channel the arcane energy, or the divine energy actually, from the nature surrounded, using the tools as a conduct, not as the power in them, but just as they are powerful enough to handle the energy that is from nature and etc. And you feel at first you doubt it because you've never been out there. You never felt this sort of connection. So I think at this point it's first you to submitting or to let go of your, I don't know why is Professor Jaxis not yet connected to nature?
A snob probably isn't a very good answer, but he's never been connected to his Eladrin home and his family, and he's always felt a sense of like abandonment because of that, because he's never known any fellow elves, stuff like that. He always wanted to study it, hence trying to find a desperate connection to who he is. But instead of going back to the Fey realm, finding his people, instead he kind of did it the only way the way his mind is wired would understand, which is reading a book. So there's become this little like invisible wall to who he truly is because of it, because he's never actually chosen to do that.
maybe the thing that you need to that Professor Jaxis needs to connect with the nature and so on, with the energy through your staff, is to let go down that wall instead of breaking the item, instead of breaking this invisible wall, as you said. And I guess at this point, Professor Jack says, of course, everything was a dream, but you were with your friends. You were in contact with the primordial mud. You were in contact with this other dryad, with the dryad. And you feel this sort of fear, of course, to let go, but you feel like there is chosen family as well. And how that connection can help you to be better. Even if they bully you, even if you use their body as meat shields, you know, chosen family is there for you as well. You feel sort of inspired by that. So tell me, walk me through Professor Jax's.
So
plan.
to break the 6th level spell inside of the staff is a wall of thorns. So he's going to stand up and he lets Winnow just like flop to the floor. And he'll stand up and he's going to rip his sleeves off.
Oh, the pajama!
As he takes the staff, and I don't even know if he's strong enough to do it, but he's going to snap the staff, and immediately the thorns are going to burst out first, and he begins to get like ripped to pieces on his arms, and his chest and his suit gets destroyed by these thorns, and they pull like blood from his arms as all this power that's stored inside of it almost like hits out at him for trying to do this. But the biggest change as he begins to try and build that energy up that's like bursting out of the snap staff, you'll notice that the color of his skin begins to change. His hair begins to grow and become like bright yellow, and his entire complexion, everything begins to switch from winter Eladrin all the way into summer Eladrin as his body slowly changes, trying, because it's very adventurous, it's very go get 'em, the summer Eladrin. They're very like, and he's using that, he's changing into that mindset so that he can competently control this magic with the attempt of being able to force a level 6 dispel magic down and attempt to break it. And then basically we'll just sort of take all of that energy and almost like a CPR like clear charge, just like shunk that onto Winnow. And I'd probably take a fair bit of damage off the wall of thorns, but I also imagine he gets just launched into a wall after he does it.
So, as I picture it,
I can give you the damage for the
doing
wall of
this
thorns.
CPR, and I don't want to break the seriousness of the moment, but it's like I have like this Bee Gees song, stay alive, stay alive. The energy pours, and from Winnow's tattoo, which breaks into the air, this sort of energy dissipates like an explosion, but instead of leaving like flames of destruction upon it, there is like little vines all upon the floor, and those little vines start, like, as you said, like growing some sort of thorns, and the vines go run all around the floor, along the walls, and etc. Just living like it is mechanically not important, but it's like a difficult terrain full of thorns. And every now and then there is little flowers or little leaves on the tones that now are Professor Jax's body. Back into the dream. Before there is anything, on the corner of your eye, you see like a gate, a gate, like just the archway. There is some columns made of wood, really nice. They are engraved, beautiful flowers in the summer colors. You don't see what's on the other side, but it's feel welcoming and warm. Professor Jaxis, let's make you take some damage
You want
because
the wall of thorns?
consequences. Yes,
Damage?
roll me your wall of thorn.
That's a lot of sevens. 38.
You're gonna take 38 points of self-piercing damage as these little vines runs along your veins on your arms, and you will feel spiky for a moment. And then it's just for a second. The thorns on the floor stay, but the ones on your body, they just are like vanishing on like ashes to the earth. That was beautiful. Thank you very much, everyone. Anything else that you would like to do on your turn?
Squeal in pain.
But
Squeal
is going to
there's
be
certainly a look in his eyes that nobody's ever seen before.
hashtag squealing.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you very much. Next one is testimonial.
I mean, that looked like we've had showstopper moments from Garnot, Professor Jack. So the creature's been shoved away, right, from Garnot, and so Testimonial is going to try to triangulate and move to a space where he still has access to the creature, but the creature is as far away from Garnet as possible. I'm aiming for like a 20-foot distance, and I don't know if that's happened yet because we went for melee +5, and I think that might require some. It's fine.
The room is big enough to strategically position.
I've also pushed it away from me in my last turn as well, so it's like 5 foot away from me.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah.
That's what I was hoping, that because it's that distance is fine. Because I mean, you look amazing and much better than you did on the previous turn when I was so concerned and had the silvery barbs come out and to see all this happen. So I will. The acid arrow was preparation, but I was thinking of like the biggest blast I'd have that I remember casting in a dream, in the dream that we just woke up from, and hopes that it will have a stronger reaction. So I swirl my hands and basically ball the acid arrow into a vitriolic sphere that I launch at the base of the slab. So it's this emerald green inky fires out on the attack. Creates a 20-foot sphere, and the slab has to make a dex save against 14. Fails. Paralyzed, right? So then takes 10d4 damage.
Oh.
And let's see if it. That's quite a few ones, but it totals 23.
Nice. It's melting away.
It's melting.
I mean, of course, it's a construct. Maybe we don't have reactions, but also even if they would have reaction, they're paralyzed. So it's like not nice to say.
And it's quite a viscous amount of acid, so you could tell that there's going to be more damage. That'll be dealt over time. So there's another 5d4 that's waiting at the end of its next turn.
Oh, if it makes it to the end of the turn.
If it makes it to its next.
Ebony sort of clears his throat. He just says, thank you very much. And he will actually step back and kneel a little bit because it's not looking good, and it's slowed. So he's gonna take the dodge action, and at the end of his turn, he's just going to saving throw for slow. Yes, it's not slowed, so he might be of use next turn. Next one is Garnot. Garnot, your ally is giving some step back now that it's not in melee range, so that was good. Thanks for pushing it away. The creature is melting, still paralyzed. You saw the outburst of this energy coming from Professor Jaxis trying to help Winnow.
It's like, bloody hell, Professor. Good on ya. You okay?
I've got splinters everywhere.
We'll deal with them after. Winnow, if you can hear us, we could really use you right now. Is the vitriolic sphere, or is the creature in the center of it? And does it affect me if I go into it?
No, because the sphere disappeared. It was exploded into the sphere. So the dot poof. So now it's just the group is just dripping off. So you're fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna just charge forward, and I'm gonna make two strikes into it, with advantage because it's still paralyzed. Ooh, 15 to hit.
Oh. Hits.
Ooh, okay. I'll roll the second attack as well, which is going to be a 21 to hit, which will hit. So I'll roll the damage. So that is 11. Plus 12 is 23. Plus another 2d6 because of the crit.
Mm-hmm.
That's another 6. That's 29 points of magical piercing damage. And then, I don't have any spells, do I? No. And then as my bonus action, which I've now lost, where is it gone? There it is. Actually, no, there's nothing I can do with my bonus action. No, there is. I will, with what I said to the professor, I'm going to use my Fey Gift Hospitality feature, which will give both the professor and myself 1d6 plus 3 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it's only 4, but it's something.
I'll take it.
I told you were brave. I mean, we only met each other yesterday, but the whole dream thing made it seem like we were together for a very, very long time. So, yeah. And then that's my turn.
Thank you very much. Next one is our friend. Let's see if they come back. DC 17 is really high. It's good that Ebony didn't paralyze you. They are up and running. But that's at the end of their turn. Back inside, Winnow. You notice the door, but you also have Gorgonar next to you.
Hi! Dash to the door.
Can we just have this just feels like a TV program I watched recently. Can we just have running up that road as you're running towards the door, please?
I just call back, you're still an asshole!
And make me a insight check.
Yeah. Ooh! Okay, this dice is doing well for me today. As 24.
With the last glance that you give to Gorgonor, you feel this sort of penance, like I brought this upon myself, but there's no difference of how I felt before. And I guess it's just about he decided not to move on, but to be miserable on their own. As you cross the gate, you come back to your senses You are on the floor. On the corner of your eye, you see Professor Jax's nail tools all in beautiful colors. And probably the bed doesn't let you to see the full scenery, but the noise is not nice. There is violence happening in the room.
Okay. Can I still change? And do I still have a tattoo?
Not a two, but change.
Sorry, I have no Eldritch Call tattoo and I can change my thing.
Yes.
Sorry, just to clarify. Okay. This is weird. I am now significantly less good at hitting things, but at least I can be other people.
It's good to have you back. Fancy getting in it?
I had an ordeal.
Kill it.
As Winnow comes back to the senses, Winnow, I think you all feel this sort of rush, like we all together, we managed to do it. And this creature being paralyzed is vulnerable. So please describe me, how do you want to end the existence of this creature? So I'm going to start how I see it in my screen, clockwise. So Garnet, you first.
Seeing Winnow get up and saying to Winnow, do you want to get in the fight now? I'm going to crouch down at the end of the bed with my shield up, ready for when if Winnow decides to charge across to the creature. I'm going to use the last of my psionic energy to thrust them forward into the creature.
So in that case, Winnow.
Cool. I will attempt to use the tattoo. Realize it's not there. I still got a fist though. And we'll kind of bounce off of the shield and do a corkscrew turn to kind of give momentum before pummeling one right in the kisser.
Next one on my screen, Professor Jaxis.
I think I've got all these fawn vines and stuff all over me. He's going to pull a couple off, wincing, and use fawn whip to wrap it around the foot of one of the beds, and just with everything, which is very little of that he's got, use it to pull the bed out of Winnow's path, so Winnow can just charge forwards.
Testy.
So Testimonial is thrilled to see his teacher. He's decided Winnow is his teacher, using that form. Teach me that next time. And and that's it. Is just absolutely thrilled that this is happening and knows, and it just cheers and knows what's going on. And if I had prepped for dramaturgy, there would be something else going on, but I don't want to mess it up. So,
as these creatures...
I'll do an illusion of fireworks. I have a cantrip minor illusion of fireworks, just to, especially do that anime zoom thing that happens with smash.
Power Rangers pose at the end.
Yeah,
minor as Winnow hits it, minor illusion of kapow.
Exactly.
As is punching down to the core of this creature, and sort of like a hero landing pose. This creature is split, sort of not into half, but imagine if you have a spear and then you push really, really down, it just squishes into a dognut kind of thing, just all on the floor. Unfortunately, you will take some damage from the explosion of this thing, as this thing sort of cast fireball. It's a small fireball. It's a small one.
Since when was fireball small? Just gonna hit everyone.
It's not that big.
This is true.
18 points of fire damage to everyone as the core of this thing just bursts. Leaving nothing. Probably is gonna burn some things on the room, and the
Is there a deck save or anything
thorns.
involved?
Yes, dexterity. Oh, it's a good thing to. Give me a second. Where is my.
I got a 24. I'm also using evasion.
No
So
damage.
Oh, well.
I got a 21.
I got a 9.
Mine is 15 DC.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
took the whole. I took the brunt in the face.
I took the whole thing because I was too busy watching and not taking a step back.
Need
No,
to
it
get
does
the
not
right
even-
firework.
It's just
Winnow
the
doesn't
angle.
even look at the explosion because cool people never look at explosions.
Yeah, you just get to watch me and Testimonial get like yeeted across the room from the explosion instead.
And as Ebony also takes some damage, but it's not much. And as the flames just put themselves out, there is silence again in your room. Of course, the battle might have made some noise outside. But we will find out what happens next on the next episode. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight and being part of this madness. That was the third episode of A Scaling Effect. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday at 6 p.m. GMT, and we have our talk show on the Fridays at 6 p.m. GMT. Please check all the links for further information. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Search for Roll Together RPG. If you cannot find us, let us know, and we will try to put it in your favorite podcast service. Massive thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. There will be links in the chat for you to join. Every penny helps us to make all this content with all the love for you. Big thank you again to our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we are all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching. See you very soon. Bye.